Good morning, family. Happy Sunday. Another day to rise day. We had a great week. I'm getting ready to be joined by Sister Dana, who's at the Black Expo here in Sacramento, California. And the whole week was just full. This Sunday, we're going to talk. Peace, Sister Shauna. This week, we're going to talk a little bit just about unity. Because all the stuff I did this week had to do with unity. Not like none of the weeks does, but there was something about this week that was like unity. Like it was so much unity happening. And so I just really want to talk about that a little bit. Of course, Panther's going strong. This weekend we took, this Friday night, 400 of us went to go see Panther at a theater that was sponsored by the Black Child Legacy Campaign with Sierra Health Foundation. Big shout outs to Sister Kendra, doing what she do, how she know how to do it. And all of them, the Meadowview Black Child Legacy Campaign. So there's 7 of them. And Meadowview's one, Valley High's another, Del Paso Heights another, I'm missing some areas. Oak Park, I said Del Paso Heights at 9. Art and Arcade, Fruit Ridge area. So there's a whole bunch of them. There's 7 of them. And so it's nice to see a campaign that's attempted to address some of our issues. We know the issues in our community, things in our community is not really easy to solve. So it's going to take a lot of us. And Kendra's in that fight to keep that going as a part of Sierra Health Foundation, sponsored at a place called The Center. So y'all, big shout outs to them. Big shout outs to Black Mothers United, Sister Leona, Sister Kenya, out there doing what they're doing with Black moms, y'all. We are like the most powerful thing smoking if we really understood how this thing worked. We are all that we need. We anything else would just enhance us. We are so awesome. And had a chance to be with them yesterday at the Pride and Joy baby shower in Sacramento, California. Again, a process of unity. It's all about unity, families. Peace, Sister Renita. It's all about unity. And so I want to talk a little bit about that this morning while Sister Dana is waiting to jump on with me. So we had that, the Pride and Joy baby shower. Also, then yesterday, I had a chance to honor like 20 youth at the 4th annual Harriet Tubman Youth Leadership Awards. And I feel like one way we can inspire young people and also inspire ourselves is to honor those people who we know put the work in. And Harriet Tubman, along with countless names of people who probably did just the same thing she did, but she was the one who kind of, thank you for that we know about. So we honored them, and they were from like 11 different schools. And the beauty of it was all of these Black boys and Black girls, or young Black men and young Black women, being honored for their leadership skills. You know what I mean? And it was absolutely beautiful. It looked like a village. I had my assistant go live just to tape it so we would have it. But you're right on, Brother Richmond. I feel like we have to celebrate what we know is true for ourselves. And so at the Harriet Tubman Award, it was like phenomenal young people all across the city of Sacramento, even in Elk Grove. So I suggest that we figure out. So they got like an award that I created that reflects who we are. But then also they got certificates of recognition from a U.S. Senator and a U.S. Assemblyman, which I think is just amazing. Thank you, Leona. I feel like we really, really got to big up what we do. So if you're having an event, let me know. I always like to highlight and come talk about it, come be about it. So we did that. So it was like a lot of unity going on, y'all. And we got to keep that going. I think we're doing wonderful things all over the planet. And we have to flood these airways with all of those positive things. My thing, don't care about the naysayers. I don't even have time for that. Because I feel like when you're about that work, about your business, that I don't have time for the negativity or people giving me, well, you should think about this, but won't you do it since you're thinking about it? Let's highlight the people who's getting the work in. And so that's what we did at the Harriet Tubman Youth Leadership Awards, but we surrounded them like a community, and we gave them just upliftment so they can keep going. So these are young people in high school who don't just take care of themselves, but they also help other young people. That is the spirit of Sister Harriet Tubman. She could have just taken care of herself and been like, I'm good, I made Canada deuces. No, she made 19 trips back. And then I discovered that even after her not making the trips, she also provided training for how do you live after you come out of slavery. Like we're still trying to struggle with how do you live after you survive the crack era or whatever that is, you know. So it's like all of these wonderful things. So we wanted to inspire our young people, as we always do, but give them a recognition and celebrate them. So we had the full gamut there. It was absolutely beautiful. One moment that touched me a lot during during the award ceremony was one young man. Everybody had somebody that was there, but one young man did not, and he came. You know what I mean? He had doing wonderful things. And so when you brought the young person up, you have to say who they are, what they name mean, you know, tell us about this young person or whatever. And good morning, peace, Sister Sarah, peace, Brother Crandall, peace, Brother Benjamin. And so one young man didn't. And so another man who is the principal of grants, I didn't even know this, stood up and spoke on the brother's behalf, and he didn't even know the brother. To me, that's the real village. When we stand for each other, and we may not even know each other, but there's something about that bond of who we are that we will do that. I do that every day of my life. I'm always standing for people's children, and I don't necessarily have to know them to have compassion and understand that we all need support. So I'm just saying it was just a lot of things working in there. It wasn't just honoring the young people, but we had a lot of things going on. With the Black Panther premiere, took some young people to that to see, and my little nephew went, well, he's almost tall. He's as tall as me, and he's 11, but he's a superhero fanatic. But to see how excited he was about Black Panther and seeing a superhero, because he watches all the superhero movies, to see him be excited about seeing the Black Panther. And to me, that was just like, and we're going to try to bring Sister Dana up in here because she's at the Black Expo, but she's going to give us a little bit of time so we can get this talk in. And it was just incredible. The whole weekend, I talked to Sister Kelly, who talked about her convenience happening. Peace, Sister Dana, with your flower in your hair. You look beautiful.
Peace, Queen. Thank you. I'm just a reflection of you, Queen.
Thank you.
Peace, family.
And I am of you. So tell us where you are. Good morning. I talked a little bit waiting for you to come in. So tell us where you are and what you're doing. Uh-oh. Okay.
The phone and it's blocked and stopping. Did you say tell everybody where I am?
And what you're doing.
Okay, right now, family, first of all, good morning. I hope that everyone is feeling blessed and lifted. Right now, I'm at the 30th annual Black Expo. The vendors are pushing in, getting ready to set up for today's event. Yeah, they're gonna have a fashion show today. I heard that it was really successful yesterday. I heard that 100 unit tore it up yesterday. We're looking forward to that we got the two markets coming together, African Marketplace, the Diva Marketplace. We also have lots of other local vendors, local designers, and Glorious Accessory, of course, will be in the building today, as well as Nubian Family Beauty Supply, along with our other comrades. We're just trying to build, and yeah, come on down. It's free. It's a free event. So come out and see what we're doing. And you.
Okay, so sister, we trying to make it work. She coming in for the market. You there, Dana? Okay, you was breaking up. Yes. Okay, so how was your week? I was just talking about my week, the Black Panther premiere, Harry Tubman Awards, the community baby shower, a lot of unity happening, a lot of collaborations happening. Just what about your week? How was your week? That's what I focus in on the news. I'm not gonna front y'all. You know, what about you?
Okay, I know that's right. Okay, well, this week was totally eventful. I will say that speaking of collaborations, we collaborated with lots of other organizations to take children, of course, to go see Black Panther. We also I went with Voice of the Youth to go see Angela Rye, the CNN comment Tuesday night for University of Pacific. We went to their Black Panther. Sorry, y'all. I'm doing so many things at one time. we went to go see University of Pacific's Black History program. Okay, and so Angela Rye was a keynote speaker. She was young people. For us to bring young people out on a Tuesday night, on a school night, they all stay very alert. She was very engaging, and it was good for them to see. She talked about slaying giants and how a lot of times when we have fears, we make giants bigger in our mind than they really are. Just talking about she was talking about getting through number 45. She was talking about getting through discrimination and getting through racism and oppression and all the things that seemingly hold us down. They are impactful, but we can slay those giants because we are the original people of the earth, so we can definitely slay these giants. And so it was just amazing. The young people really loved it. Also, what else did we do? The Harriet Tubman Awards. Oh my
Wait a minute,
God.
before you
My
get
son,
there, tell us about the Boys in the Hood book club. Y'all met.
yes, I'm just running. Okay, Boys in the Hood Book Club was Friday night. We launched a program. Jackie Rose, Miss Jackie, Queen Jackie Rose, focus on family, Black Child Legacy. She hosts us, she sponsor us. You know, I came to her with an idea, and she was like, "Yes, let's do it." Not only did she say, "Yes, let's do it," she created a it's just a coming together beautiful thing. We partner with Crystal Bowl Books, and we're bringing Boys in the Hood. They are coming. It's our target demographic is young boys from 8 to 12 years old. However, we have some younger and some older, and it's just turning out to be really good. We just finished our first book, which was Chest Rumble, and it talked all about this young boy, Marcus, how he had anger management issues, having problems at home. Dad left, his sister died. You know, he's getting in trouble at school, fighting and stuff, and how he just had to overcome those obstacles. And so a lot of the young boys, they really resonated with that story. And so that was really good. And then we have people from the community coming in. Just random people. They don't even have children there. They're just people that understand that it's going to take a village to heal what ails us. And they come in and read. A lot of the parents come in, but also, like I said, just everyday people from the community, the Facebook posts, they come in and they say they come in and read. You know, they bring fruit, they bring food, and it's just really good, and the boys are looking forward to it. And then we had a nice caveat on top of that, because the Boys in the Hood, since we partner with Crystal Bowl Books, they will also be attending the Books and Brunch, and that was also yesterday. So we were running yesterday, but Books and Brunch was yesterday. That happens at Providence Place Apartments over on Mac Road, smack dab in the middle of our hood. And so that was divine and beautiful. And then we went on into Harriet Tubman Awards. That was really good. Lots of people were having events. I couldn't get to everyone, but we're moving out here in Sacramento. I don't think we can really say that, you know, there's nothing for young people, or I don't think that we can really say that there's unity or collaboration, or there's nothing for Black people. We are wide awake, and we moving and we flowing and we doing it. And I just feel so good, and I'm so grateful for the answer. So grateful for the ancestors that just kind of like paved the way and kind of laid down the blueprint. And I want to say to all of the nation, happy Savior's Day, family. Yes, I'm just feeling good and feeling lifted. And yeah, I'm hoping and setting my intentions on having a great day today.
That's right. Word up, word up. I want to give some shout outs. Peace, Brother Daryl. Peace, Sister Satu. Peace to Sister Deborah. Deborah, let me tell you this about the North. Y'all always in the house. Don't get it twisted. Miss Jackie is from the North. The brother principal yesterday from Grant grew up in the North. The North is always in the house. I feel like y'all got y'all own special thing going on in the North. I have a lot of respect for North Sacramento. What y'all have is roots. And a lot of us are missing roots. So it may look like we got a bunch of stuff happening in the South, but the North, y'all have a little bit, your roots sustained itself somehow. So I've been to several things in the North, including the Mind, Body, and Soul event, the festival that y'all do during MLK Day. So, hey, the North is always in the house. I'm always trying to stay linked up. I think the beauty of the Harriet Tubman Awards is that these are schools from all over. Grant was in the house. Valley High was in the house. Elk Grove High was in the house. McClatchy was in the house. I mean, there was a lot of different schools. Natomas, Intracom, they was all in the house yesterday. And so I think it's up to us to create that, showing us that we're all connected. We all go back to that root. There's just something really special about us all. But I got to give it up for Del Paso Heights, because when I meet people, especially from Del Paso Heights, they really tell me a little bit about their history. That's how I can tell where people are really from. So Deborah, the North is y'all on fire too. I just don't know a lot about what's happening there all the time, but that's why I got you. So you can keep me up on what's happening in the North, because I literally can't be everywhere. But y'all principal at Grand, he totally impressed me yesterday. Never met the brother before, but he was awesome. And then when he told me he went to Morehouse, I was like, he's a Morehouse man. That figures. I mean, that's why the greatness was oozing out of the brother like that. So, y'all, it's all about unity. I think we are on the ball. And I must say, I think there's a lot of things that add to this excitement, to this greatness for those of us who have been doing the work, for those of us who are coming to do the work, because I look at things kind of like that. I think the beauty of that Black Panther movie, I think there is something about having a film that you can go see where it's all about us. You know what I mean? We're not somebody's sidekick, or we're just the background. Like, it's all us. And I feel like that for those of us
we the original people.
Yeah, we keep it moving. And it's something big. Also, it's the weekend of the Savior's Day in Chicago. All of that is a part of who we are as a people, and it builds great excitement. And I'm just looking forward to seeing what's coming up next. I know next month, for us, we have the Grandma Hands Community Award, and this is where we honor community grandmothers. I think Black folks, we don't honor ourselves enough. You know what I mean? So, Deborah, I'm going to need you to nominate some grandmas, because it's going to be on the 24th of March, and they'll get the same, because we honored your mom one year. So, it's up to us to honor our own greatness. I ain't waiting on other people. I looked at those young folks yesterday, and I felt like, we gonna be all right. I don't think our stuff is gonna die. When people try to make things seem real destitute, I think that's where they may be. But for me, I feel hopeful when I see young people. When I see the stuff they're doing, people knowing what their names mean, and just the things that people were saying about these young people was like, wow, it was bigger than anything you could put on somebody's bio or whatever. It's what people say from the heart. It is absolutely your intention. And to see those young brothers and sisters link up with each other. And nobody wasn't like, I don't want to link up. Nobody did none of that. They just fell in line, which was said to me that our young folks are waiting on us to help give them instruction. I think sometimes we throw them out there like, y'all young people lead it. It don't work like that, because somebody had to teach me everything I know. And most of the time, it wasn't another young person. It was some elders and some older people helping to give me instruction. You know what I mean? So I was prepared to take that baton. So that's basically, my take on it, Dana. I haven't really kept up with anything in the news this week, y'all, because we kind of give y'all a quick one because we all have things to run off and do. Got some great interviews coming up. And also, I wanted to encourage y'all to go back to Friday and check out Sister Kelly Todd's interview, because she's doing a State of the Black Woman convening at Sierra Health this month. And then they're going to really look at the data and get it right. And I want to make sure I hook up Sister Jaybo to her, because what she's talking about is policy. And some of us think policy don't affect us, but it affects us every day of our lives, believe it or not. If you're living and breathing, okay, cool. All right. Okay, good. You can give me one. You can give me two more people if you want to, Deborah. I just want to make sure, because I feel like we got to honor people, because we don't know how long they're going to be here. It's already been like 3 to 4 people that we honored who are now ancestors. I'm so glad we had the opportunity to give them their flowers while they were living. Because the truth of the matter, the black
That's
people in
right.
America is still here because of those black women, those elders, those big mamas with swollen ankles who was like, look here, baby, pull it together. I'm going to help you do X, Y, and Z. I grew up in that energy. So I have to say thank you, because I don't know if people could really hear you when you're at the funeral, but I want to be assured that they heard me when they were alive. So, Dana, anything that you want to add
Right.
on to
That's
that,
right.
as we got 7 minutes of your time left?
Yes, sis. I just want to say that Boys in the Hood Book Club will run every second and fourth Friday for now. I don't know. It seemed like we getting such a demand for every Friday, but for now we're every second and fourth Saturday. I'll be sending out invites on if everyone can please come and like the Boys in the Hood Book Club page so that way you can stay current. I'm also very excited to announce I just got the clearance to start a girls club, Around the Way Girls
All
Club.
right.
That's going to run a month, and I'm very happy about that. That's starting in April, so you guys will get more information about that. I want to just thank everybody for all of the support that we are getting from Nubian Family Beauty Supply. I don't want to get emotional, but it's been a challenge, pulling this thing off, especially in an industry that is seemingly monopolized, okay, by other people. But the love that we get from you all, it really us um, for the future. And so we're really grateful. We're growing. And every time you guys walk through that door, or every time you guys share a post or invite people to come to the beauty supply, that increases our opportunity. That increases our opportunity for success. And so we don't take that lightly. We appreciate you. This Saturday coming up, of course, we have the African marketplace, and we're going to be grinding on that. But I want to let you know that Nubian Family Beauty Supply will be hosting a head wrap demonstration that's going to be presented by which is Nubian Empowered Women. And they're doing some great work with our young girls as well. And so come on out. You can bring your head wraps. Of course, we're going to have head wraps for sale, but we could just see how we could turn it out and look cute. And I think that that's a good way for us to even though wearing a head wrap or putting on a dashiki make us well learn. We have studied African culture, but it damn sure makes us we are descendants from Africa, and I feel so good today, y'all. I just feel like I don't know if it's my mom or whatever it is, but I just feel real good inside today. And it's not so much like, there's lots of obstacles that I'm facing, but I just feel really good. I feel really good. And I'm just so grateful for the skin that I was blessed to be born in.
You better tell it.
And I hope y'all feel the same way.
Right on, right on. Peace, Sister Javon. And yes, there is a black-owned beauty supply. This is in Sacramento, California. Sister Yeye said a black-owned beauty supply, and I'm saying yes for y'all. Thank you, Brother Crandall. I also want to say, send in your Grandma Hands nominees. This is our 7th annual Grandma Hands. If you know an elder, and Grandma Hands is an energy, y'all. So we've honored women who never had any children. But I'm going to tell you this. When she got her award, all these people popped up. It's like, that was my teacher at school. She did this, she did that. So it's like, y'all, we got to honor that energy. Grandma Hands is an energy. Just because you're a grandma don't mean you get the grandma hands. You feel me? So you have to, that's an energy. It's a loving energy. It's an energy that surrounds us and holds us up. Peace, Sister Javon. Sister Dana just said Happy Savior's Day. And it's nice, Javon, to say Happy Savior's Day. Also, I really want to make sure, and I'm glad you listened, Javon, we need to talk with you about the school that you started. Because I feel like now time, especially after talking to Sister Sunshine on Friday morning, that we need to look at how do we bust our kids out of these schools that we know aren't really teaching our kids. You know, we need other options, and there are some people who probably really want to do it, but probably just need to hear a little bit about how you could do something like that. And Sister Sunshine talked about that on Friday when she homeschooled her children. She's homeschooling her children. So, you know, how do you, and hers is a charter school, it's not a homeschool, but that's another option. And we never get a chance to really look at, are we capable of teaching our own children? I think the answer is yes. I know the answer is yes. So, you know what I mean? Definitely that.
Sis, I hate to
real quick. Real quick. Yes, we could bring grandma hands anywhere. We should be selling our grandmothers everywhere. They are the rock up in here. Sister Dana, go ahead. I know you're getting ready to jump off.
Oh, sis, I'm so sorry. I just want to let y'all know how much I love y'all, and I gotta go. Good Day Sacramento is now blocking the loading. Gotta love stuff. So I love y'all so much. Vibrating with you guys soon, okay?
All right, peace. All right, so Dana's signing off, y'all.
Have a good day. Have a good day, sis.
I'll talk to you later. Peace.
Thanks for
I just think it would be
Thanks for everything,
no worries,
sis.
I'm gonna keep talking a little bit so I can wrap it up.
Okay.
So some comments here. Oops, actually I meant in the East Bay. No worries, sis. We could even bring it to the East Bay. She does a Rites of Passage program. I can't see why your Rites of Passage program does grandma hands. I'm so all for that. I can help you map that right on out. Let's bring it to the East Bay. We need to honor our grandmothers. We really do, in that energy of grandma hands. So most definitely, I'm written and educated. Just a frustrating black. Okay, Javon. Hey, look, we gonna get that down. I feel like if you come on to talk about it, you never know. It could be an educator on this line, either themselves or know somebody who's really looking for you to make that fit. I feel like we gotta bring those things out to the lights. I think a lot of us are sitting out there wanting to know, where do we report to duty? You know what I'm saying? And so let's talk about that. I'm so serious. So we were just jumping on this morning just to really talk about that. I don't know how many of y'all know who Savior's Day is. I wish that I could get someone online to really explain Savior's Day, because I think I know a little bit about Savior's Day, but I don't know if I really know a lot about Savior's Day. Peace, Sister Zitley. I'm going to be sending you some things on Monday, if I can go today, but I'm not sure. Sometimes my bank is open today. And I had some sisters step up, Sister Jaybo on the line, Sister Kelly, Sister Dana, Sister Christy, who all stepped up to donate to helping us to send our little sisters there in South Africa to go see Panther. So I just finished that up on Friday. So I have all that I need to send to you to make that happen. And yesterday was just really hectic. Had a lot of events going on. So I'm definitely so pleased. I just love it. Yes, May. When you see May, yes, May. Let's talk about that, because I think grandma hands should be everywhere. That's just what I think. I think we gotta show our young people that when you do good things, that people remember you as well. Because I think all of us live off of the work. No, I think we do live off of the work of our ancestors, and so I want to thank them before they become ancestors. There's something about that in order. Yeah, but Javon, what is Savior's Day? Since you on the line, could you just tag a little line to tell us what Savior's Day is for some of us who don't know what Savior's Day is? I got you though, Javon. When you say you're gonna do something, I know you're gonna send it, so don't even worry. I got you with that. I'm not even worried about it. But I just feel like that's just the power of who we are as a people. I'm so psyched out. Yes, Javon is like I said. Yes, she is. But I love it though, because you need somebody to push you forward. You know what I mean? You need someone to push you forward. And what I love about Sister Javon, when she say let's do something, we should do this. It's not that. It's like, this is what we're going to do. So I'll be like, oh, okay, I just kind of fall in line. You know what I mean? Because that's what you were supposed to do. So, y'all, it is Sunday morning. I had a very packed weekend. I was Peace, Brother Keon. He was in the house yesterday at the Harriet Tubman Youth Leadership Awards. There's something about Sister Harriet. People just show up and just, be straight on duty. At noon, great. That's why I'm going to try to get myself ready, because I definitely want to tune in. I always tune in for that. It's always good to hear a message. I'm really down with, you probably don't know about me. If you don't know much about me, I love listening to what Black folks have to say, especially when it makes sense and when it's really uplifting us, but also pushing us forward. Because I think fall down and get up is one motion. And so I'm definitely going to be tuning in to hear, what Minister Farrakhan has to deliver to us, especially in this time of 45, but also in this time of the Black Panther, in this time of Black excellence, in this time of Black greatness, just in this time. You know what I mean? I want to know what we all have to say. I want to hear more from our elders. I want to hear more from young people, and I really want to hear this lining up. I think yesterday at the Harriet Tubman Awards, young people just lined up. Like even when we had to do that link, when we were all surrounding them, they just went right in and did the link. Like they didn't. Nobody was like, they were proud. They came up with it was beautiful. And I did it in such a way where they all got recognized at the same time. If you notice, this year I didn't do the individual one thing. I did them as a whole group. And I did that on purpose, just trying to show unity and solidarity. Individualism, some people, it's okay. I'm not going to lie, it's okay. But I think now we're in a time where we have to show that individuals make a collective, and what does that look like? And that's what I was attempting to do yesterday at the Grandma Hands. It was our 6th year, I think, 5th or 6th year, 4th year. Grandma Hands would be the 7th year. So family, send your Grandma Hands nominees in if you're in the Sacramento area. Even if it's someone who has made their transition to the ancestors, we still want to honor them. Every year, I always have 1 or 2 women who have made their transition, and we still honor them. So they still get the award, they still get the proclamation from the city, they still get the certificates from the senator and assemblyman. I'm just trying to do this merge where we make sure we're supporting and honoring people, and it just looks good. It feels good to say to your elders, thank you for your sacrifice, thank you for your journey, just thank you, just thank you. And while they're above ground and not necessarily below the asphalt, I want them to know how much we love them. Jaybo tells us that Savior's Day is celebrating the coming of Master Farad and the birth of Elijah Muhammad. Okay, hold on. Celebrating blackness and nationalism. What a great day to be black! Celebrating the life of the Honorable Minister Farrakhan. Let's celebrate. That's what Savior's Day is. Sorry, I was kind of like da-da-da-da-da. And then 1 and 2 and not 2. 1 and 2 and not 2. It's the whole individual is a part of a collective. It's not 1 and 1 is not 2. Well, Keon, I'm not going to debate you, dear brother. I got you. But to me, 1 and 1 makes 2. So you can't have 2 without 1 and 1. But hey, this is what me and Keon does. But I feel you, black man. If that's what you believe, I'm good with it. But for me, it's kind of like I do understand. I think you can't always celebrate the collective if individuals don't feel like they're part of it. And so you have to bring yourself to that collective. But I'm right there with you. Let me see. Sister Satu said, I only have been to 2 Savior's Days twice. 2 Savior's Days. But it was a glory. But it was also as glorious as going to the Black Panther and seeing all those beautiful black people. Our children elevated the MGT and the FOI soldier warriors and the positive energy. Right on, Sister Satu. Right on, right on, right on. Good morning, dear sister in Chicago. How you doing? So yeah, right on. I'm right there with you. I feel like in our black universe, if you will, we have so much to celebrate. We've always had people trying to pull black people together. So whether we're talking about Nat Turner, if we're talking about Marcus Garvey, it is people's names I can't even remember who I know was out there doing the work. There's something about being black and being who we are. And even though we're constantly fighting these battles, there is something so glorious about us that we just keep fighting. Because we know it is not about it's not always about what's happening at this time. We're fighting for generations we're never ever going to see. Just the same way that we're praying for generations we're never going to see. There is something very powerful in who we are as a people that we continue to put the work in for generations we're never going to see. And generations we're never going to know that's connected to other people's generations. So I know when I look at all the work that I've done, I'm going to continue with somebody else who's not my blood relative, by the way, who knew that I was coming. So like Sister Harriet Tubman, man, Jaybo, I'm already knowing. Sister Jaybo also says that there are 2 Savior Days each year, February and October. And then confirmation. Okay, thank you, Keon. Thank you, Keon. You so funny. That's my brother, though. That is my brother. Hey, from another mother, but that's my brother. Y'all. So I hope that y'all continue. I'm 100% black. Jaybo, yes, you are 100% black. I got you. Me too. Me too. Don't get it twisted. Me too. That would be a great topic in love if Black folks could have it. Looking at even that whole thing around Blackness and this battle that it's, I call it the secret battle, because we'll say like black is everything is black, but then in the same breath we'll not all of us, but we'll say black is black, but then we have these distinctions. Like we have like so many different terminologies of what black is. You know, it's kind of like in the Latin culture, they have like 16 different combinations of being mixed. It's really interesting when it's like all of it is black. Like I don't really kind of get that, but hey, you know, whatever floats your boat. But I think that would make a great conversation, because I think what we may find is that if you know that the black woman and the black man is the original people, then how can you possibly be mixed? But that's a whole nother story, because they produced everyone, unless somebody on the planet did not come out of a black person. Now that's when we probably would have a great discussion. You know what I mean? But if everybody came out of Africa, I don't know how we get these concepts of being mixed. And I think that would make for a great, great conversation. But you know what black folks is like talking about religion, and you know, like you got to be very careful with that. And you got to get the right people that's going to talk. Not that you have to dummy down your words, but I think we got to increase that love and understanding in love. That's why the understanding in love, that, and looking at this whole thing of race and concepts, and you know how we have a power on the planet that has got us so distracted even with that, and they are looting the place. So while we are up here fighting about, you know, just insignificant stuff on another level, they are looting the whole joint. You know what I mean? Which is kind of is what happened even at the 45. Like people, because I always say folks are just as responsible for Donald Trump being in there because of their own, because of Obama and how they felt about him. Ooh, great to know that today is the Black Joy and Pride parade. I mean, Black Joy Parade in Oakland. So, yes, we got to get there. So, y'all, listen, I'm about to sign off. I just want to kind of check in this morning, tell you about the glorious week that I've had. And Sister Dana is still at the Black Expo. But a lot of stuff, I really think we got to focus on unity more than ever before. Unity doesn't mean that everybody believes the same. Yes, the colonizers, you better get it, Javon. Unity doesn't mean that everybody's going to agree to the same thing. Unity is just when we stand together and close the ranks and support each other. And not all the time when somebody's looking, just because it's the right thing to do. And I think sometimes that we don't showcase all of the unity that is happening on the planet right now with us. I mean, just not here in the States, but also in the Caribbean, you know, black folks over in Europe, you know, in Africa, like in South America, just Latin America, the Americas, period. There is something happening on the planet, and it's a particular kind of energy. And I think that we have to use things like this social media to showcase that. I don't care if it's your little 5-year-old getting an award. I think we have to flood this joint with as many positive images and positive events that are happening, because I think that's going to change the tide for us, and also show some self-worth, because I think people don't, the rest of the world, because we participate to some degree in showing a lot of negativity about us, that it makes the rest of the world not have any peace. Sister Yolanda, I think it with the rest of the world thinking that we're not valued, but I think if we show who we are and the value of who we are, that people will be just as upset about when things happen to our people that we know ain't right, that people will stand up because they'll see that we really are something to, we're the original people. You don't get to like treat us like that. It's kind of like when somebody disrespects your parents, all hell breaks loose. You know, we are the original parents. So, you know, we should all be in the uproar when things happen in our community. But I think that that comes together when we show unity. We have to show some unity, and it doesn't always look like, you know, I'm just saying, whatever we do, if you're celebrating blackness, black folks, you know, however we see ourselves, we got to do that in a positive way. And I'm not talking about when we showcase us doing some things that we know ain't right. I'm talking about when you celebrate the excellence and the you know, just the greatness of who we are. You know what I mean? And closing those ranks. Because that's yesterday, if y'all had been at those Harriet Tubman Awards and to see those young people lock arms, and they came from all over Sacramento, you know, to some schools, you can tell some schools have more resources and money than some of my other schools who did not. It was really interesting. But to see them stand up and stand next to each other and lock arms and talk about what their generation is going to bring to our time right now. These were high school students. It was such a beautiful thing to see, and I feel like, yes, we got to showcase young people being together with each other, not always set tripping and team light skin, team dark skin. Like, we got to really kill that now. And how you kill it is that you override it with those images that we know are true, that are powerful at our core and who we are, that we really are great people. And we deserve to be on this planet more than any other group, to be honest with you, because we created all the groups that are here, unless there's a group that's not from us. But that's not what science says. Science says that everybody came out of Africa. So I don't know what else to say to that. But y'all, we got to keep the unity going. I'm so psyched. If you have an event, let me know. Come on here, talk about it, bring it live. I'm really big on that. Also, Grandma Hands is coming up. If you know of a community grandmother or elder, please nominate them so we can honor them. I believe in giving people their flowers now, giving them their flowers now, and not waiting till they're not here to really see them. Even though I know that their ancestors and they're all around us, there is something about thanking people now, because we want to demonstrate to young people that when you do work, people will always remember you. And you know, people say Harriet Tubman's name not because she had any children. They say her name because of all the work she did and all the sacrifice she did. Peace, Brother King.
Peace, sister. How are you?
Hi, how are you, King? What you into?
I'm well. I'm well.
How was your yesterday?
My yesterday was full and wonderful. It started off Women for Equality. I was on a panel.
All right.
I did a panel discussion, the Black experience in America, my personal Black experience, and what does racial healing in America looks like. It was put on by Sister Anita Ross, who I had the pleasure of meeting her and her husband at the Unity Church yesterday morning. That was great, and as soon as that was done, I stopped home and came straight over to the Harriet Tubman Youth Awards, which is something annual that we do every year. I had to be a part of it and catch it. That was wonderful. I think, just like you were saying, you know, with the Grandma's Hands, the Men of Honor, and then the Harriet Tubman Awards, I think is very important. Very, 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 very. It's detrimental for us to highlight the good, you know, the best of us, and the up and coming. And just to touch base on the Harriet Tubman Awards again yesterday. Yes, it was a beautiful thing honoring our youth. Shout out again to the Black Child Legacy, and also Miss Jackie Rose, and Focus on Families. It's a wonderful thing, Rolanda. I just want to tell you, man, just keep that up. Keep that up. And I'm there 100% soldiering with you.
Always, Keon. You my brother from another mother. Let me ask you this. How are you? Peace. Mama Rose is on the thing. Miss Jackie Rose. That's Big Mama up in here. I love her. She just checked in to check us out. Keon, how do you feel about the climate that we're in right now in terms of this? The theme is unity. Unity. How you feeling about that?
Unity is key. Unity is key. You know, in my most fundamental aspect of the building, you know, I would call myself a Garveyite. I remember Garvey was talking about the world, or us as a people, going mad with individualism. You know, and individualism would be like, you know, the fall of us, if you will. So when you said unity and you start talking about closing ranks, you know, my heart started beating right there, because that's key.
Real talk.
That's key. So even when it goes back to like when you shut it down and I say, good morning, Miss Jackie. When you were saying, you know, the whole, the collective. So just to, you know, my universal math, when I was saying 1 and 1, as long as we're on the same page, what I was saying is 1 and 1 is always the whole.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
I agree.
As long as we're on the same page. 1 and 1 was gonna be 2 if it's me and you. But if it's I and we seeing eye to eye, 1 and 1 is the whole, because I got your back, your front, your side, and so on and so forth.
Right on.
So I just think, you know, unity is definitely how I think it's looking right now. It's kind of good. It's kind of good. I think there's gonna have to be some separating between us, because all of us ain't us. You know, they say all your skin folk ain't your kinfolk.
You ain't gotta tell me that.
All of us. All of us ain't us, but those of us who have like minds, like visions, like hearts, and like spirits, we are definitely one. And I think that more light definitely needs to be shed on that fact, because you know there's always going to be those who like to highlight the separatisms, you know what I mean? And we ain't separating nothing but good from evil around these parts, you know what I mean?
Right on.
That's what we separating. So if we good, we good, and we keep on building. Peace, brother Benjamin. We keep on building. And those awards and ceremonies that we go on to honor tradition and carry on tradition, that's definitely a part of the building. That's definitely needed.
That's right.
It's
That's
definitely
community.
needed.
That I think
Yeah.
one of the things that can be kind of a challenge is that we don't necessarily, our village is big. You know, our village is not like where I grew up at. Everybody could be in the village. You know what I mean? Like if I'm on Swain Street, that's the village. Like we all live next door. This is a little different. Like, you know, it was beautiful seeing kids from North Sac, El Paso Heights, with kids in Elk Grove and then South Sac, and that to me was beautiful. And what does that say to them? You know what I mean? What does that say to them? That we're not like our income, our area codes. You know, I don't go to this school, this is the best school, your school's the worst school. They all had goals. They all were trying to get to that place. But what I also learned when that last brother said, I need support, to me that sums the whole thing for young people. Is you missed the beginning when everybody was there and it had somebody to speak for them. And then the last time he got up, he came there by himself. And so the principal from Grant, who's a brother, who's a Morehouse man, stepped up and spoke for the brother. See, that was
damn right.
He's from the north. This brother's from the south. You understand what I'm saying? To me, that was such a great example. I know we did the Harriet Tubman Awards is beautiful, but I also think it's for people to connect to each other. You know, because I know if you have been there early, you just stood up for the brother. But the brother was right there in the front, and he was like, "Bam!" That's what I grew up on. You just claim folks,
and that's how it's supposed to be,
huh?
I said, and that's exactly how it's supposed to be.
Right on.
You know, and that has everything to do, like you were saying, closing the ranks. Yep. Closing the ranks right there. We got to be there for one another. And I love the way also with our youth, how it definitely changed the narrative of them being separated, North Sac from South Sac. No, kill that noise. We here and we won.
Right.
We are here and we are one.
No talk.
So yeah, I mean, what's next?
I love seeing this.
What's next?
The brother started off. There was the elder, you know, in the building, Miss Jackie bringing it in. Like the whole village was in the house yesterday. The whole village. I'm serious. Everybody was there. And you know, I don't know if you was there. We did the words. I don't know if he was there when what's it called, little son said black, everybody did one word or two, and the little boy said black power. And even some black folks in there was kind of like, because there was white people in there. And I was like, let's get that word in. What did he just say?
Black power. And stay loud. I'm black and I'm proud.
It was so beautiful because that came from a baby. That didn't come from that came from a baby. And it was like, yes, and I know black power doesn't mean anti anything else. But I also feel like
it means what it means.
Fight for us just to, I always say, it's like y'all still trying to erase us being African or black. There's still a constant thought to erase that. And it's like, no, we are going to be that. And you're going to be okay with it because you get to be okay with who you are. You know what I mean? And so to hear the young baby say that, it's like we have to reaffirm him. He has every right to say black power. Hell, he black. He needs power for himself. Come on, sister.
And it's like, no, I'm saying it's our, like you said, it's our duty to affirm that.
That's right.
It's our duty, and duty defined as your moral obligation. It is your moral obligation to affirm that. When it comes from the babies, and you know it's the truth, when it comes from the babies, because the baby gonna talk the truth. The youth is the truth.
That's right.
We as adults, through navigating this thing called life, as you get older, you know, your tenacity may or may not die down, depending on, you know, who you are. But the baby gonna call it as it is. And if you hear the baby telling the truth, it is your moral obligation, defined as duty, to affirm that.
That's exactly what we did.
Simple and plain.
That's exactly what we did. I was like, what's the word? You know, I mean, I feel like a teacher. Everybody was black power. Like, it's like, right.
So, let me say yesterday. Let me segue. Make a quick left. So yesterday morning we were at the, like I said, I was a panelist on the Black Experience and racial healing, and maybe I didn't get the full gist of what we were getting into, but I agreed to it. So you know I'm there, And
I love you.
basically what it was an informational for white people. It was that conversation, quote unquote, that conversation that needs to be had. Because I noticed when I got there, it was more colonizers, not more colonizers, but there was a number of colonizers there. Yes, Miss Jackie, you see that? I'm representing that on a Sunday. Y'all see that? Focus on family. You see that? We out here.
Yeah.
But yeah, so, but actually it was a very good conversation. It was moderated well. It was moderated well. But so at the end of the panel discussion, this colonizer lady came up to me, you know, and she was basically saying, with tears in her eyes, with the white tears, she was saying, I'm just, okay, here's the thing, because, okay,
no,
here's,
what she say?
I'm gonna go there, but I gotta set it up, because at some point when I was on the panel, I spoke on the need for segregation, right? And I think it was beautiful that I was dealing with the women of equality, because the setup that I gave them, I think all women could understand it. And because because the panel, the discussion was set up by the women of equality, in terms of where we need to go as healing as a people, I brought up, you know, women in abusive situations. And I said the same way a woman cannot heal in the house with her abuser is the same exact way we as a people cannot necessarily heal. You know, there's certain sacred things that needs to go on. And I think that's what made everybody get it. I mean, they got it. So with that being said, this colonizer came up to me, and she was very authentic. She was genuine. I'm not going to say no. But she came with me with the tears in her eyes.
I can't with you, Kia. What she say though?
Listen,
what she say?
And I just, you know, I do work in separation. Okay, I see you, Sister Jaybo.
Jaybo ain't playing.
I sense that because I often try, since I was a little girl.
Oh God.
I try. I really try, and I'm sensing that, you know, I'm getting, basically she's saying she's getting a stiff arm. She can sense that some of us don't want her around. She's feeling that, you know, she's going around these spaces and she's actually trying to, you know, play her part as a white woman for healing and all that stuff, or whatever the case may be. And she's saying she's sensing that with a lot of us, like, you know, boom, you're getting a stiff arm. Please, excuse me, my space.
Kia.
And she was saying, what can I do? What can I do? Because it's very frustrating. I said, guess what? It is. And now you kind of know how it is when we trying to, you know, progress as a people, and we're getting that stiff arm. But I told her, you know, if you are authentic in who you are and what you say you are, it ain't for everybody, but keep pushing. If this is your mission and this is what you're doing, look, wipe the tears. First off, stop the tears. You know what I mean? Because it's not getting no.
Did you say
and she went in for the hug. Listen, she went in for the hug and she got the handshake.
Oh.
She went in for, you know what I mean? But she was coming from an authentic space. She was really coming from an authentic space in terms of, you know, the colonizers who's really, because you do have those who feel and whatever the case may be. And I'm never one to knock that.
Jay, but hold on, Kia. I don't know if authentic means a safety check. See, I think white people do safety checks. Safety check is like, if I was you, I would kill you. Now, we know when white people feel like you threatening them, they will come for you. I don't care if they came out of church, you came out of church, they put their Bible down and pick up their pistol. So I see, my thing is, that's because you're a man. So I'm just like, oh, this young, but for me, it's kind of like, look, what you can do to help, because there's always something you could do to help. You could go talk to your people. You know, study your people's behavior and then work hard, like the way some of us who are inferior have to study our position and then say, I got to knock this inferior off. I got to check. I think with black people, when people start, black people are saying fair skin, good hair, I have to say, hello, we don't use those words. You know, that's some inferior stuff. I always tell white people when they come from that, it's like, you know what? I'm glad you're having that feeling. That's great. That means you're alive. But your real mission, you may be on the wrong road. You may need to be on the road to help your own people do better as a people. It's not about me comforting you, because I've been comforting you since we've been here. I've always been comforting. They come to me like I'm Big Mama, like, oh my God, what am I going to do? You're going to do your own work. So it's not necessarily being around us. it's obvious that we can take care of ourselves because we survived them and we continue to survive them. But my thing is like, come on now.
I think I missed that opportunity because that's, you know, sometimes you go, no, I swear, because that's the right answer. That's the right answer. Like you over here trying to do work with me, you need to do work with your people. And that was the key thing to say. And sometimes I can't find the right words because I really want to laugh.
I'm used to
like,
that, I'm Big Mama.
Yeah.
I'm so used to white people crying on me for real. Like, oh man, it's like, look, just do your work. You know what I mean? Just do the work. You know what? Hey, you got more tools than I got. Hell, you a white woman. You can be a poor white woman and still have access to more tools than I do as a black person who's not struggling as much. You know what I'm saying? I mean, in terms of financial. So it's kind of like, I think that they need marching orders. We need to do a class on teaching black people how to deal with white guilt. Because that's how we get guilty. Because we don't want to treat people bad. We don't want to make people feel bad. It's not guilt. It's called deal with your stuff. Fight for fair housing. You know, fight for black people to be okay with doing Black History Month every month. Since y'all don't rob us for 400 years, we should be doing it every day. Should be like we got traditional Tuesdays. Am I going to push that with Sister Danielle? Yes, I am. Because we need traditional Tuesday every day, but I'll start with Tuesday. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like they have to understand what it was like for us to lose. I mean, to not lose, to be robbed, to be beaten, to be raped, to be dismembered, to be hung. And then them wanting us to be them. That is a sickness. And so the same way I carried the mantle from my ancestors, she's carrying it from hers, whether she wanted it or not. When you're black, you don't get to say, no, I don't want those that claim on me. You have to carry it.
You own that. That's yours.
They have to carry theirs. They have to carry theirs.
That's yours.
And
that's yours to carry.
It's all theirs. They ain't mine. Hey, look here. I feel like, hey, look, since black people like to claim being mixed with white people, I always say if you was really mixed with them, you be fighting right now. You be on some gladiator stuff right now. You be on some Viking shit right now. But that's obvious that ain't what we are.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think that's the
absolutely.
You know, you don't get me started, Keon. My friend told me I got an event that I had the baby showers and a couple of things, but I just can't do no more educating white people about racism. You know what racism is like. You see how we're marginalized. You see what's going on with housing. You see what's going on with jobs. We're still celebrating the first black any goddamn thing in this generation. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yes.
We got
I say that all the time.
What?
In 2018, I say that all the while. I mean, so you know what? I wish, and I'm on my coffee, but I really do wish I had the right answer for it right now. I tell you to work on your people, because yesterday, I mean, I really didn't know what to tell her. You know what I mean? I was just engaging her, and I said, you know, if you're authentic, stay and keep pushing. But the right answer was, yo, go work with your people, because you're in my face with tears and reaching in for the hug and you getting the handshake. Like, it's not gonna, you know.
And here's the real kicker. Was it really about that, or is it that you were a black man and you know how people are attracted to the black man?
It could have been anything.
About a black man.
It could have been anything with her ass. But when I started seeing the tears welling up, I was like, hell no. And matter of fact, it was me and Ryan. It was me and brother Ryan.
Oh, brother Ryan. You
yeah.
would have known that too. Wait a minute, we got some comments in the room. I feel so bad. Jaybo is just, Jackie Rose is like, yes, right on. People, you know, I just feel like, and Jaybo, y'all want to get Jaybo started on here too. Even our sister in South Africa is saying how much work are they really doing with their own people. And I feel like it's easy to you know, act like you making yourself feel good. Because also doing work don't feel good. A lot of people want instant gratification, and so they'll do what makes them feel good than doing what's right. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. And when you do things that are right, it don't always feel good. It does not always feel good. I love that part in Black Panther where he had to go back to the ancestor realm to say to his father, the king, yo, what you did was wrong. And now I gotta work like hell to make this right. He could have been like, I'm gonna carry on the lie and act like I'm not getting benefit because I'm the king's son or whatever, you know, because I think sometimes a lot of white people do that. You know what I mean? And it's not even, people say it's economics. Yeah, I get the economical thing, but being white is more than having money. It's actual rich black people. Actual wealthy black. Ask Jay-Z how he feel being the only hip hop. He got his money through the game and selling us some stuff that I don't know what was good for us or not. But he's the only one there in the party like that. He said it's like having 50 million of them and one of you. How the hell is that equality? How is that
now
economics?
what.com? Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. I just feel like, hey, and I get it. You're a black man. You're compassionate. I get that. But they do it all the time. That's why I can't have no racial comments. It's like, I don't even want to talk about it. I'm like, no. We're not going to talk about that. Because I'm not going to turn into mammy and hug you and make you feel good when it's like, no, you want to really even this up? Make sure we get access to loans. You know, make sure you make sure we have a bunch of debt from school, but you don't make sure we can buy a house because now we're so with debt. You know, treat you like we get pulled over. Make sure you give us a tap like you do the white person, like slow down, instead of writing us a damn ticket. Like, you know, even that up. I'm talking about equality in the real sense, not some made up, let's sit and have a conversation and then we all hug each other. Jaybo, yesterday I thought about you when the white woman tried to say Harriet Tubman was about diversity. It was like, no, boo, how the hell does it? Yeah. Anytime we say something about black and the power of it, it makes some white people, because some white people get it, you know, as much as they can. Yeah. And some of us feel really like, ooh, I'm feeling uncomfortable. Yeah, because you're not the standard. I don't have to create everything so you feel comfortable. I've been living in your uncomfortability all of this time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I just feel like when the woman said that, I was like, no, that's why I had to affirm this baby. When he said black power, like, no. Harriet Tubman was about freedom. She didn't give a damn about no damn diversity. Was y'all thinking about diversity when we were scrubbing y'all damn floors? Was you thinking about diversity?
Liberation.
You know what I mean? When you had all of us working for free and didn't pay us nothing? Was you thinking about diversity when you had black women getting paid less than you? Did you go back up there and say, hey, this is a black woman, we got to be equal. Pay her the same amount of money. No, you didn't do that. So don't come in here with that diversity card. Look here. I'm about to get
Brother Ryan. I see Ryan is in the room. And Ryan, we were just talking about when because she approached me and Ryan. It was a dual thing. So brothers. Ryan, I was just telling Sister Rolando about when you know, the colonizer came with us with tears in her eyes, asking, you know, basically saying she can feel the stiff arm from our people. Ryan, you want to speak to that real fast? when she came in for the hug and she got the handshake.
Hey, we are so powerful. He said, yup. Hey, look, I'm just saying, you as a black man is so powerful, Kiara. And this is the other thing. She could have went that you and Ryan. She could have went to somebody else who would have come. I think she was looking. There is something about black people. We are so powerful. Even when we do stuff crazy, people want to be just next to it just to touch it. That's just y'all like gold. Y'all like, what's it, vibranium? What was the name of the stuff?
Vibranium.
Yeah, that's who y'all are. And people want to. I mean, all the stuff you could do when you have vibranium. I mean, come on. So of course you're gonna come up to y'all and say that.
Yeah, we tried. We didn't gorilla punch or nothing. You know, we still remain human. It was like, hey, you know what?
You see Mama Jackie's comment?
We're still living in it. Imagine how our kids feel when our schools mostly white teachers who don't understand or love our babies. Yes. And that's why I'm grateful for the opportunity to even be in position over at Luther Burbank, you know, because even in that sense, it's change. It's part of the change that we're looking for, you know what I mean? And it presents its challenges, but it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. I even see one of the recipients yesterday, Prashana, you know, she was one of our babies from over at Burbank. You know what I mean? And yeah, Miss Jackie, I mean, for us to be in the school. Okay, so I was even watching this other, what's his name? Cornell X, I forget his name. But there was a piece when he's on ESPN or something. It was him and this white lady talking about the school shootings and the babies in the schools. And he shut her down because the lady was saying, well, as a white woman, you could tell she was not for. She was actually the wolf in sheep's clothing. And he caught her that at the end of their conversation. He let her know that in the conversation because she was saying, she was trying to validate her point about black children in schools. And he was at the end of the thing, he was like, you know what? And don't forget, yeah, we do have wolves in sheep's clothing over there teaching our babies. It's part of us integrating that system too. We need to integrate that system of education where our babies have that which looks like them on their campus as well. Because for far too long, for too many years, we've had, like Malcolm X said, only a fool will let your enemy educate your babies. You know what I mean? And that part right there,
that's real talk.
Is yeah, we got to infiltrate. I think we have to infiltrate all the institutions. As much as I'm anti-system and so on and so forth.
Right, yo. It's this system, you know, some white people, whatever we want to call it today, is so powerful. It's like, it reminds me of that scene in I'm Gonna Get You Sucker when he said we went down to take over the building, but they was handing out jobs that day, and we went in with guns and came out with jobs. That's what this beast is powerful. So you'll be on this rah black stuff, and then your belly get full, and then you start seeing all the stuff you could do with your money besides help your people like you said you would, and then you become them. It's kind of like being in the Matrix. You know what I mean? You got to be equipped up here to even go in that system and come out doing what you came in to do. I'm not saying integrate the system, but a lot of us, Keon, who ain't never had steak before, you know, who never had a luxury car, like some people, success means to do that, you know, at the expense of us. No disrespect to hip hoppers or whatever, but that's what happened to a lot of hip hop music. People made a gang of money off of calling us bitches and no good this and nigga this and blah, 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 blah. And then let's see how they kids get raised. Will they kids get exposed to that? You know what I mean? So there has to be like, there's nothing wrong with going in the system and doing what you got to do, but you got to figure out how to keep your mind right.
Yeah, because they make it to where, yeah. I mean, and that's the part of the trick and the trap. Ooh. And so I say this, I'm gonna hit him with a couple of lines. Said, and so we must organize, look after our own village, pray to our own God who's after our own image, study our own past and honor our own lineage, relearn our own path and we be our own healers. Teach our own children to be their own builders, be their own masters and be their own builders. Birth our own nation within the nation, with innovation, and the future is our inspiration. The worst thing since segregation was integration. That's how they put their limitations on your liberation. And that line right there.
That was dope, Keon. I was about to say that was. I love that. Go ahead, bro.
Right on, but I had to say it to get to that line. That's how they put their limitations on our liberation, right? By selling us that whole lie. We need our own of everything, people. We need our own of everything, as much as we can get, because that advantage that they have to this far is so, I mean, they're so far beyond us. But that's the part about the, I would say, you know, the spook who sat by the door piece about keeping your mind, but getting in their systems, because you got to get the game. You got to get the game. You got to get the game. And at this point, they're so much farther than us in advancements and, you know, just establishments, industry and institution. You kind of have to take part of their thing to at least get the game and come out with it. Hopefully you keep your African mind, because that has to be preserved, because they working on that. They working on that. But we got to go in and get the game. Once you go in and get the game, we need our own of everything. Idealistically, and I know it's just a dream, but idealistically, you know how this looks for me?
Talk to me.
It looks like, okay, so they tell us right now we have, look at Detroit, right? Detroit is abandoned. There's ghost town for miles, right? What does a migration look like, right? Us going, inhabiting Detroit. We build institution, rebuild that. From America, because they say that black people and I trust this. We are the Africans in America. In essence, the whole entire planet takes cue from us.
Of course.
Because they take, right? Because they take cue from America. And who America take cue from? Africans in America.
Real talk.
So us, what does it look like in the ideal sense? I know I'm dreaming big, but what does it look like we finally organize in here and we migrate to somewhere where we can have our own? And I say Detroit only because I know Detroit is abandoned, and it's if we want to get down there and go get down and rebuild, we do that. We take those resources that we build here in the United Snakes of America, and we take that down and we migrate, not necessarily migrate, but we take institution and help rebuild Haiti, right? Africans in America, then we go down to Haiti and we build with our brothers and sisters in Haiti. From Haiti, because Haiti is that establishment. I call Haiti Africa West. That's what I call it, because it's the only establishment that's liberated there. But us as Africans in America with the power and influence that we have, and we go down to Haiti, we build with our brothers and sisters in Haiti. Now you have that independent Haiti with the power of Africans in America, and we go over to Central and South America, where most Africans is outside the continent. We build infrastructure there. And then we take our black asses back to Africa. With Africans in America as a certain lead or working the cohort with our brothers and sisters in Haiti, we build over there. We help establish institution and foundation in Haiti. We do what we can in South America. And then we build that bridge.
I think there's nothing wrong with that, Keon. I think that's what Garvey talked about. I think that's what a lot of our black leaders who were definitely more African than we are to a big degree. But I feel like, and while I'm all with that, you got to know I'm all with that, but I also feel like we got to figure out too, how do we not do this with the colonizers' thought of what it means? Because you totally just said, and I know you don't mean this way. He said, then we go here. That sounds like that sounds like conquering. And that's why in Liberia or not in Ghana, where they didn't want to give no citizenship to those of us who were from America. Did you know that? There were people who went back to Ghana, established a lot of stuff, but they could not get citizenship. Yeah. And they've been there for 30 years. So I'm just saying, I think in our mind, and it ain't just our mindset, they got that mindset all over wherever the colonizer conquered everybody, right? They still got some of the mindset that we got.
Yeah.
It ain't, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, they stuff is so consistent. And I think the way you really defeat these people, and I get your idea, I like that building, but I think once we overthrow them up here and act like they did in Panther, like they weren't important, we automatically rise up quicker than you know. Because they need wealth and material to make them superior. All we got to do is get this right, they will almost disappear. And you have to be willing to fight. Power. So this right here, even when you get to fighting, this got to be right. That was the beauty of Killmonger. He had the right idea for me in Panther. I so got it. But I think he got so overwhelmed with his anger, with his, and I totally can relate to that. But he was like, look, I ain't got value for none of y'all. Because I'm still mad at Africans or whatever his thing was. So even though he was them, it was so much beauty in that movie for me. He still went so overboard. I think that's how we do when some of us wanted to make all that drug money and killed all of us doing it, and then tried to justify that they were trying to, get money to feed their family. But you were killing the people who you said you was coming to rescue. So I totally get the nation building. I totally get that. But I think the way we'll never catch up to these people at their own game. Never possible. Yeah. However, we can flip it, because that's what we're good at doing. As Africans in America, we are so good at the flip. We will flip the flip. We are the bomb. But it's kind of like, it's like, oh, you thought we was over here? We all knew we was going to be over here. But my thing is that we got to get that right. Then we can build. We can go into places and say, how do we work together? How do I go into Detroit and don't disrespect the local people who put their work in here? Because all I see is outside is y'all look busted and broke. But there are probably some people in there, hold on. How do I go in, so we don't become people who do gentrification on our own people? That's what happened in Liberia.
Yeah. Hey, I'm glad, but I know I didn't mean it like that, but that's why I said in the ideal sense, we got to be careful.
Feel like, and I think Liberia was another good example. Like, they went over there, and next thing you know, a whole civil war broke out. You know what I mean? How the people who came from America with the American mindset of what we're going to use to do success, and then they didn't treat the local people well.
Well, that's what happened when you go in there, like the colonizers that we mimicking, right? We go in there with that entitled sense, right? And that's exactly what I'm saying. So we're not trying to mimic exactly what the colonizers talk. Yeah,
you just gotta be,
I know you get it.
Say that, Keon, because I'm telling you, this one thing I will say about the colonizers, this dude studies, and he's really good at it. So he didn't necessarily have to go in with Elijah Muhammad and Malcolm X and be like, let's have them do a shootout. It's like, let's just look at their little divisions and make that be wide as the Grand Canyon. Because he's a studier. He listens to your words. He's listening to what you like, who you like, why you like them. You know what I mean? Give me a break. I always wonder, how do you flood the black community with dope? Who came up with that concept? wow, I would have never been thinking like that. How do you get people from being somebody in the ambassador party says, how do you go from a good 7-year time span where black people were loving each other to the next 20 years of us killing each other up for drugs? How does that happen?
Wow. Calculated, yeah. It's
And so I get
calculated.
that.
The
I think
devil's
that's the
calculated.
overall frame, Keon. I think when Garvey and all of them were talking, they were saying, up you mighty nation, accomplish what you will. Let's take this over. Some of us started doing it. I look at places where black folks were thriving. And then it was like, okay, there's some Negroes that feel left out. How can I make them help me to shut this down? So my thing is, I'm right with you. I so study my ancestors in the past. Like, I don't want to go through those same things. That's why I'm like, I don't let people blow smoke up my butt. Like, you're not going to get me to turn against my ancestors. You're not going to get me to turn against my elders. You're not going to get me to turn against young people. I don't care how crazy they are. I'm going to always do the love factor with us. But I'm going to study this. I'm going to study this. Same thing in Rwanda. Hutus and Tutsis. I can't tell them apart. I'm from America. All of us black. So I don't know nothing else. I don't care if you're down south. You black to me, I look. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like, I think all of those are really good things that because I love the way you talk like that. I just feel like we got to make sure mentally we get that. So I think once we get this up here, all of these blueprints our ancestors left for us, Garvey, Elijah, all of them that they left, Harry Tubman, we could do those like that.
They come alive. They come alive. They come alive. They come alive. Absolutely. Absolutely. Because those were thorough blueprints.
For real.
I think those, listen, we don't have to reinvent nothing. We don't have to they left us powerful blueprints. It's for us to get this together and follow the plan, because the plan don't change. And they knew that.
Yeah.
They knew that.
And don't be
they
an
knew it the same way
and act like you came up with the plan. See, I'm so clear on that. I always tell people, no, I didn't invent nothing. I'm just the continuum. Somebody was doing this even before I was thought of. All I did was pick up some stuff and like, you know, we got to celebrate our big mama. That's what we used to do. We used to do, not like what I used to do, because I just got here. I'm 46 years young on the planet. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like it's already there. With our kids at school, what is stopping us from doing the Saturday school, or doing what Miss Jackie's doing at John Steele, or doing what Jaybo is doing down in Marin? What is stopping us from educating our own kids? I'll wait. Because Lord knows we can plan a party and do it consistently every Saturday night. Then why can't we teach our kids? Well, when I hear parents say, he won't get up. What you mean he won't get up? Ain't anybody ever heard my mama say, Londa ain't ready. And I said, I gave
get your ass up. Yep.
So to me, that is powerful when we can take responsibility for these precious jewels that are our children and say, you know, I'm just going to have to give up, you know, my luxury of sleeping in to 10 o'clock and get these kids ready. I'm going to get my time back later on most times. I'm at least if I can't do it, I'm going to send my kids off to someone who can do it, because I want my babies to not be inferior. I love when Brother Chadwick said, when they asked him about something about the Panther and some other stuff, he says, don't get it twisted, or studying great people. He said, yeah, I went to Oxford, but before I went to Oxford, I went to Howard, and I learned about myself. So then I can learn about anybody stuff and don't feel inferior about what I've learned. That says something to me. When people say, Ro, how can you keep, because I had a black mama who was really black, and she taught us all about who we were. So I didn't need, no matter what nobody said to me, you ain't gonna ever make me feel inferior. You could try your best, and I'm still gonna shoot you down, because I know who I am. I know who my mom is. I know who my ancestors are. So ain't nothing you can do. You can whitewash slavery all you want. I'm still gonna call it the enslavement period, and that you do owe us reparations. You ain't gonna ever get me to do that. I can walked away from contracts. No, I'm good. I need to eat, but not like that. I'm good. And you know what? As soon as I did that, didn't another opportunity open up? Don't get it twisted. My ancestors are always working for me. So now I gotta work for them. Don't get it twisted. Sister Jackie said, Mama Jackie said, we need to add Mary Washington. Yes, we gonna, okay, got her from the past. Yeah, I got her. Jaybo said, we love the devil because he gives us nothing. You ain't never lied. You know, we had some real Negroes on here, they'd be debating me right now. Well, we can't do it without him. I would say, Negro, you can't do it without him. And we're going to put your name on the list, and when shit jump off, we're going to remember you. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah, yeah. They ass going to
They're going to be with,
what they got
with the colonizers. That's what they going.
Well, yeah, they got a Wakanda ban list. They got a Wakanda ban list.
Jaybo. A Wakanda ban list. I love it.
They got a list of people who are banned from Wakanda. I mean,
yeah,
that was,
I can't.
But yeah,
I can't be taking people with me who will want to kill me for this colonizer. Can't do it. Like, I'm just, look here. I'm from old school. Everybody pick their weapons and go to war. That's what I used to hear a lot of elders say. You got to pick your field or your weapon and you go into it. Mine is more like, look here. I need to get in, work with my people, and get out. I ain't trying to kick it with you. I don't want to go home with you. I'm just saying, I don't have this need to feel like you're my sister or brother. I am your mother. I am the Black woman. I created everybody up in here. I believe that in my spirit. So I don't need approval from my children to, you know, them feel comfortable over me. That's ridiculous. I'm never going to do that. But that don't mean because I love me that I treat other people like crap. That's just, I'm not designed that way. I'm not, I can say please and thank you like I do everybody else, but I will not be bowing to you and you will not be walking on me like the floor. You're just not going to do that to me.
Not when I know who I am and when I know who you are.
Look.
Not when I know who I am and who you are.
That's real talk.
Absolutely.
That's real talk.
Absolutely.
That's real talk, Keith. So let me ask you this as we get a wrap up. I'm supposed to be off here. Let's go. And so only when they ask for I get that. So Ken, let me ask you this. In your mind, in this period, what things do you think people can do immediately to help keep this energy going? Like, I really am gonna work on this traditional Tuesdays. I'm lining up my outfit now. So when I'm away on Tuesday, I have so much African stuff. I gotta find a good seamstress because I got all this African fabric and I want to get some stuff made. But what do you think we could do to keep this momentum going? Because for me, it feels like, and this is just me, it feels like the 80s when we had all the conscious rap. The conscious rap was not reality rap. Let me just get that straight. Because my reality, I wasn't from the ghetto. Even though we was poor, my mom did not allow us to believe that we were the bottom of somebody's damn shoe. So that's the reality. But what do we do to keep this upliftment of excellence of who we are? What do you suggest we do to keep that going? You ain't never lied, Jaybo. It's an amazing day to be Black. Right off. Go ahead.
See how folks understand the value, yo. That's what y'all speaking to. Yes, sir, Ryan. What do I think we can do? I think, again, it starts with the individual, right?
Did you say individual?
It does start with but listen. The individual is a collective. So I think the individuals who are on the same frequency, it's important for us to stay in the light, right? It's important for us to stay in the light, showcase, and put things on for people to know that we exist. It starts with the individual. The individual needs to continue being that light, and light attracts light. You know, A alike, B alike, C alike. Energy finds itself. Energy finds itself. I think that it's important for those of us who do have a platform and a stage to keep things going. It's not time to slow down right now. Right. It's definitely not time to slow down. Like Sister Jayvon said, it's a beautiful time to be Black. I love being Black, and it is a beautiful time to be Black, but what does that really mean, right? You said it's like the 80s, the 60s playing over again, right? The 90s playing over again, the medallions and everything. It's important for us to stay in the light and not not I'm trying to find my exact thought. I would say stay in the light. Oh. No, I think it's important to just keep things in the forefront. It's not time to slow down. The individual, man, you go on, each one teach one. I think we're not even in the period right now. It's each one teach one. It's each three teach three. You know, go out and grab three and multiply. It's important for us to multiply right now. The babies. I think a lot of it starts with the younger generation. You know, for those of us who are in position to have power or influence in power, the babies, because guess what? 10 years go by real fast. And if you pouring into that baby right now, while he's 10 or she's 10, or they 7 or 6, that 10 is going to be fast. You'll be surprised how fast they pick up the mantle, how fast they pick up and how it becomes natural to them. It's like the baby being born and seeing Michael Jordan, you know what I mean? Or Kobe at this point. That ain't nothing new. That's not fancy because they came in the world seeing that.
Right.
You know what I mean? They come in the world seeing a black president. That's not nothing new. That's normal to them. They coming and seeing Black Panther movie with an all-black cast. That's not new to them. That's normal to them. So I think it's important for those of us who have influence and power or whatever the case may be, that we keep that in the forefront and make sure the babies see it. And in that first 3 years, 4, 10, 5, 7, 10 years, it'll pass like that, and you'll see how fast that fire catches on.
That's real talk. So listen, some of the comments from the room, Miss Jackie Rose says, I like the Wakanda band list. I already had one. Love them from a distance. You ain't never lied on that one. Sister Jayvon said, it's an amazing day to be black. You said that. Ryan says we need to get our folks to see and understand their value, yo. I so agree with that. That's what we're all speaking to. Mama Jackie Rose said, I love being black. Sister Jayvon said, the Black Panther Party fed the children good food. They supported health care for us. And she said, there are some collective things that conscious individuals have to do. See, there's that conscious thing. I mean, that individual thing. She said, there are some things that conscious individuals can do to help the collective. I know that to be true. That's what I've been seeing like my whole life down there. She said, let's educate and feed our babies. Let's keep the white man out of our house and kitchen and education and relationships. Now hold it right there. She said basically keeping this colonizer out of the house and out of the kitchen and our education system. Now think about those three things. Housing, you know, and how we run our house, food, and education. So one is like the mind, how we feed the mind, where we lay our body, and how we nurture ourselves. That's food, clothing, and shelter. Straight up. Now that's something
that's where he gets you at. Your most basic necessities. That's where he can get you at. As long as we depending on him for that, they got us.
Right on.
As long as we depend on him for that, they got us.
Hey, Mama Jackie said we must educate our children to stay in the light and love being black. Right on.
It's a lie. That verse that I kicked, when I said show them how to love black before they reach puberty, because knowledge of self gives them immunities.
Whoa.
That's how we inoculate.
I like that.
Yes.
I like that.
Show them how to love black before they reach puberty, because knowledge of self gives them immunities. And that's it. We got to inoculate our babies. Some of us, you know, like I said, some of the adults, we already, you know, you already injected with the infection. And, you know, your body's resisting and the antibody and all that. But if we get the babies early, there's no way we can lose. There's no way. The laws of nature say that we can't lose.
That's real talk. And we are
the
so
laws
capable.
of nature.
You're right, Keon. We are so capable of doing whatever we want. I watch how we create something out of nothing now. I always tell folks, you can't really kill black people. We have to do it ourselves. You feel me? Because we done ate slop and we still here. I mean, we done ate all kind of stuff that if you had a weak, that's that process of slavery when we did breeding, when they made the strongest man mate with the strongest woman. That's why we got these superhuman black people walking around here and we don't know why we're still here. Hey, ain't nothing weak about the genes. All the weak people perished. You feel me? So imagine if we got fed the right things. Imagine if we learned the right things. Imagine if we lived the right things. Holla. What you say, Keith?
I said, absolutely. That Sankofa, identity recovery. I'm big on that. Identity recovery.
Love it.
You know what I mean? Find your African mind. Find your African mind. You know, seek it, search it. Because once you begin to seek that out, you attract that what you're searching for. You wonder how energies and certain people and things find each other. Energy attracts energy. You know what I mean? Find your African mind. And with that, it's searching for you too. Your African mind is searching for you. And once we set out on the same path, we go and find each other. We go and find that. And automatically, like you said, overnight, it changes.
Real talk. We can
and I do mean that overnight. I do mean that overnight.
That's real talk. Because we can never catch up with them at their game. That's kind of what they did when they stepped out into the world. They started making up their own world and then made you, you know, by force, and some people just because they ain't want to fight, accept it. So that's why they're going to always win, because this is their game. But once we create our own game and have our own structure and have our own rules, you can't beat that. So look here, I see that this is Sacramento. It's a sunny day. I don't know if it's cold. Is it cold outside?
No, it's beautiful out here.
Is it cold though?
It's a beautiful day in Blackramento. Shout out Blackramento Cali Africans. All my Cali Africans. BCA, the Blackramento Renaissance Project is coming soon. Right now, we got the Renaissance Project jumping off at Luther Burbank, but the Blackramento Renaissance Project is coming right. We here already, but we about to kick this thing to a next level this year. Shout out to all my Cali Africans. I love y'all. Let's keep building.
You know that's right.
Salute.
Hey, Keith, I'm signing off with that because I think that was that's incredible. We still getting comments on always create something out of nothing. We should produce excellence. And that's what Mama Jackie said. Javon said, peace, King. Peace, fam. And I love what Javon said, and we're going to wrap it up with this. She said that we are superhuman gods.
Ashe.
Because it's true, y'all. And so I'm going to end on this note because I love Marcus Garvey. I know you do. I love when he says, up you mighty nation. You
can accomplish what you will.
Right on, bruh. See you later. Peace, family. Enjoy your Sunday. Happy Savior's Day.
Blessed.